Protect your own. Hi, welcome to another episode of MasterMindBites. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on MasterMindBites, I get to feature another incredible individual. And the reason why I have this show is because over the last few years, I've been very blessed and very lucky to meet some incredible people, from sports athletes to Olympic champions to CEOs to multimillionaires and celebrities. I got to be in the same room as them, listen to them speak, learn from them, get their lessons learned, and apply it to my everyday life and also my business life as well. And I wanted to take this opportunity to share some of those lessons learned with you. And for today, I get to feature the amazing Marty McSorley. Now, I am always very excited to be featuring one of these players because I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, and I grew up watching these guys play. And of course, I love my Oilers. So when I get to feature one of these guys, get to learn from them, meet them, it's an absolute honor. And it's a lot of fun just to hear them speak and be in their presence, because they were part of an amazing team, a dynasty, a team that has won so many championships, a team that has so many Hall of Famers and legends in hockey. And it's always great listening to their stories and seeing how their success can apply to everyday successes for everybody else. What did they do in their sports career? What did they do with their mindset? What did they do for them to be successful, to become legendary in their own right, in their industry, in their sport, so that we can take that same kind of mindset and apply it to our everyday life as well. Well, Marty McSorley is one of those guys that if you're from Edmonton, you know who he is. He is known as one of the best enforcers of his time, so much so that he was requested by Wayne Gretzky himself to be included in the trade in 1988 to go to the Los Angeles Kings with him. Gretzky didn't want to lose his bodyguard. He was known as 99's bodyguard, and he just felt safe having Mr. McSorley with him, patrolling the ice with him, and making sure that nobody takes liberties with Wayne Gretzky. So Marty McSorley was one of those guys that people feared, but absolutely loved having him on the same side as you because you know you're going to be taken care of. You know this team guy is going to be there to stick up for you. You knew that he was going to be there to fight those battles. You knew he was going to be there to support the team, and a team first mentality guy. And listening to him speak, it's always great to hear him speak, because lots of people believe that, wow, these enforcers are always mean and always grumpy and always so big egoed and all that kind of stuff. But getting to hear a lot of these enforcers speak, like Marty McSorley, got to meet Louis Brusque, and also got to meet George LaRock. All of them are so down to earth. All of them are so nice. All of them are so giving and so well immersed into the community and doing charity events and all that kind of stuff. And they're so nice and down to earth. And sure enough, Marty McSorley was one of those guys as well. So nice to talk to. Very fun to hear, and just such a nice, genuine person to be able to be there and share his time with you. And I just learned so many things from him, watching some of his interviews, also speaking with him, and also watching him play. I learned a lot. Now, 5 of those things that came up to me that I thought was very applicable to business and personal life as well are these 5 things. Number 1, you always protect your own. Number 2, surround yourself with those people that will make you better. Number 3, be one with the community, be one with that culture of success, be one with that culture of team. Number 4, respect the roles of other people, and you never know, you may be in that same scenario later down in the road. And number 5, outlast. Persistency is the key to success. So going back to number 1, protecting your own. As I said before, Marty McSorley was one of those guys who was an enforcer. People knew that he was out there to protect his teammates. He was there to protect his stars, his brothers, his family. So therefore, you have to be sure that you don't piss him off. And when he goes protect your own, he knew what to do. He knew what to say at the right moments. He knew what to say to certain people. He knew what to when to fight, when not to fight. How he had no fear, and he always wanted to protect his own. He wanted to protect his team. And one scenario was where they were playing Detroit, and Detroit was really hacking and clutching and mauling the team and hurting them and all that kind of stuff. He actually stood up, yelled out, and go, "Hey, Kurri, get back in here." Kurri got off the ice. McSorley jumped on the ice for maybe just 15 seconds. One of the Detroit players goes, "What are you doing here?" And McSorley goes, "I'm here to kill you." And right away, that Detroit player went off the ice. And at that very moment, everybody knew that McSorley was going to come out if he needed to control the pace. He's going to be there to protect his team. And after that, the Detroit Red Wings was complete in line. All that clutching and grabbing, all those slashing and those punches kind of died down a little bit because they did not want to piss him off. They did not want him to come out and kill them. So protect your own. Same in business, same in personal life. You want to protect your family. You want to protect your personality. You want to protect your reputation. You want to protect your team. You want to protect your employees. Make sure that you have their best intentions in mind. Make sure you're the one that leads the way and protect your own. Number 2, surround yourself with those people that are more successful than you, more talented than you. That elevates your game. McSorley was one of those guys who was very, very talented in his own rights. Not only was he able to play a forward, but he was also able to shift back as playing D, and he could go back and forth on either position. And still, he wanted to be one of those people that was able to keep on improving. He wants to be able to grow. He wants to be able to become a better scorer, a better player. Now, although he was labeled an enforcer, he still had hands to score goals. He still had hands to kind of dangle, but he also wanted to improve. And therefore, he told Glenn Sather, you know what, I want to improve. I want him to improve. So therefore, Glenn Sather actually put him up on those top lines with Gretzky and Messier and Kurri and Glenn Anderson during practice time. So during practice, he would be playing with those top players so that he gets to understand, okay, this is how they skated, this is how fast they go, this is how you have to play with those top players. So then he elevates his game in practice. He actually enjoyed practice so much. He practices more than anybody else. After the practice with the Oilers, he would actually stay behind and practice with the university teams and other teams just so that he could practice more and improve. But because of practicing with some of the best players in the world, he elevated his game. He saw himself play better in game time, even though if he's not playing with Gretzky or Messier, but playing with his regular line mates or regular defensive position, he played better because he practiced with the best. And when he played better, he elevated his points, his stats, and therefore he set higher goals. And that's how you grow, by surrounding yourself with those people who can elevate your game. Just like in business, just like in personal life. Surround yourself with other people who are more successful than you. Surround yourself with people that you want to emulate, who you want to improve, just to be like, so that you can elevate your game, just like McSorley here with his team and with his practicing and how hard he worked to elevate his game. Number 3 is that culture of team, that culture of being with the community. Once he joined the Oilers, he was one of those new guys that joined a already very, very successful team. Gretzky, Messier, Detriot, they're already there. And what really, really shocked him was that team culture, that community mentality within the Oilers at the time. Once he came into the room, the first person that came to greet him and welcome him was Wayne Gretzky, one of the best players in the world at the time. He still is considered one of the best, a great one. And then Mark Messier would come over and go, you know what, you're not going to stay at this hotel. Come over here, stay at my place until you get settled. And he had Paul Coffey come over and go, hey, you know what? I got connections to get you a car. Come, we'll go get a car. And then Dave Semenko, who was the enforcer at that time before McSorley came in, comes over and get, okay, let me take you under my wing, and mentored him and kind of grew his game as an enforcer and that force within the team. So right away, he felt that oneness. He felt that team culture within the Oilers. And what he also found out was that the Oilers as a team was also very immersed into the community. They got to know the fans. They got to be part of the community. They got to do a lot of charity events, which then carried over to his own career, and also himself after his career was over. He's still involved with so much charity events, so many charity functions where he would come back to Edmonton and actually visit the stadium and the arena, and also play some charity games and all that kind of stuff, and do these photo shoots and do these meets and greets because for charity, because of the love of the game, because of the community. He always is one of those people who gives back. And that's just that team mentality, that mentality of giving back to the community and being one with the team and having that team immersed in the community. And that's what we need to do as well. Give back, be within the community, add value, be that person who keeps on being able to connect people with other people within the community, and just keep on adding value. Number 4 is respecting the roles of other players. Now, being an enforcer is one of the toughest roles in hockey. And I've done a segment with George Rock already, and he even says, man, being an enforcer is not something you want to do. It's sometimes scary to fight, but if you want to stay within the NHL, if that's your skill set, that's what you have to do to be part of the team, and your teammates trust you on that. When McSorley first got into the NHL, he goes, wow, I'm here. And he was like, wow, I have to fight this person. Did I actually fight that person? I'm here. And he recognized the fact that, you know what, in 3-4 years later, that's going to be me. I'm going to have to be that person. I'm going to have to play just like that person. So he respected all these people's roles. He respected the enforcer's role so that he could become a better enforcer himself and extend his career. He also was able to learn from these people. He was able to see what they did on and off the ice. He was able to just understand and respect all these players, all these roles in their own right. Now, the thing is, yes, they fight. Yes, there's some bad blood on the ice, but after the career is over, after the game's over, they're friends. He's fought like Louis Brusque, he's fought Rob Brown, but they're also friends now, and there's no animosity. There's no such thing as leaving everything, bringing everything outside of the rink and having those hard feelings. They're all good friends. They all respect each other, and they're really, really down to earth. And like I said, the enforcers are some of the nicest people to meet. They're just so kind, so down to earth. And because they all understand that, you know what, in order for them to maintain an impact in the NHL, they have to play that way. It is what it is. And therefore, he's really, really grown into that role. He respects those roles, and he's able to really excel in that role. Number 5 is really persistency, but a more fancier way of saying it is how he says it. He's going to outlast anyone. When it comes to fighting, he's going to outlast anybody. He may not have the best punch. He may not have the best speed, but he will outlast you. He will take a punch. He's not afraid of being suspended. He's not afraid to throw that punch against the star players of the other team. He's going to outlast you. And that's like persistency. You want to push. You want to be there every single time. You want to be there to maintain that focus. You want to be there to keep your teammates together. And as an enforcer, one of the toughest days to be an enforcer is when the rest of your team is tired. They played 4 nights out of 5 nights, and they're already tired, they're worn down, and the other team's already rested. This is the time when the enforcer really comes out and maintains that motivation. This is when he brings up the rest of the team and carries the team and brings that motivation and that momentum into the game. And sometimes, even though if you're injured and people don't see it, even though if you're not feeling well and people don't know about it, you need to be able to bring that motivation, that momentum up, and still be that enforcer that the team needs, because the team will trust you. The team is relying on you. The team is looking to you to lead. And that's why, as an enforcer, he is a person that will always outlast the other person. And when it comes to business, we all have to outlast those other people. If you want to be successful, you have to be persistent. You have to be able to outlast the challenges. You have to be able to outlast the animosities. You have to be able to outlast all the other problems that come up to you. It's outlasting all those things that makes you stronger and able to overcome more and more challenges and become more and more successful. And he's one of those people who's outlasted so many others, had a great, amazing career. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He's had a coaching career. He's now doing a lot of other things, and he's outlasted so many people. So those are the 5 things that I got from McSorley. I thought they were great things that we could apply to our own mindsets for business success and also personal growth as well. Going back to those 5 things: number 1, protecting your own. Number 2, surround yourself with other people who will elevate your game. Number 3, have that culture of team oneness and community. Number 4, always respect the roles of other people, because you never know, you might need to be in those roles later. And number 5, outlast, be persistent, and succeed. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed listening to about what I've learned from Marty McSorley. If you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on MasterMindBites. And if you like this show, we have a lot of other shows: the Peak Potential Success Show, the Unlocking Mind Behind Make More Work Less, and of course, the Make More Mind Bites that's up every single week. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing, liking, commenting. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll see you later.